couple of my friends asked me, dude, you've always done meaty characters and roles. You're the prominent person, be it via family, Ghayal, whatever. Even in Parvarrish, there were 5 kids, but always the focus was on you. So why would you do just one scene in Pushpa where your dialogue was chopped off and you just had 4 close-ups? Why would you do it? Go to any reporter and make them go to any biggest of big stars or actors and make them ask that if you're getting a chance to be cast opposite Allu Arjun, even for a scene, would you say no?
We are here with Aanchal Munjal today, who was most recently seen in Pushpa 2, which is basically breaking all kinds of records which I don't think we even knew existed. So Aanchal, to start off with, how did you get associated with Pushpa 2? Tell us about that.
I think it's just God's gift to me. Because when I got a call, in my head, the title track had just released and I made a reel on it and I posted it. And back then, the film was slated to release on 15th August. The initial release was then. So I was like, oh, 3 months and we'll get to see Pushpa 2. Let me make a reel. And I was all excited. And of course, everybody knew that it's going to be bigger than the first part. So I was very excited to watch it. And the next day, when the reel got viral, I got a call from a casting director who said, hello, we're calling you from Sukumar sir's team and we want to cast Aanchal for a very important scene in Pushpa 2. And when me and my manager, we just laughed our hearts off and like, what a prank. Yeah, sure. We just disconnected.
And which year are we talking?
This is May.
This is May?
Yeah, this May.
Okay.
When the title track came, Pushpa Raj. And of course, you know, we're standing in May. Films releasing in August.
So they obviously thought it's a prank.
Of course,
right.
Anybody would.
And with the kind of scams which are taking place nowadays.
Exactly. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And we disconnected. The second day, she actually calls again. She's like, I'm here to verify all the information that you need. We want to know first, is Aanchal's dates available? Because we are willing to cast her opposite Saurabh Sachdeva and her screen time will be with Mr. Allu Arjun. And I was like, hang on a second. What if it's real, you know? We verified the information, turned out to be true. And before I knew it, within 4 days, I was flying to Hyderabad and I was on the sets of Pushpa. God's gift. That's all I'll say.
It's crazy. And how many views did this reel get like when it went viral? You know?
I think back then it was 8 or 9 million. Like right now, it must be 9.5 because within a day, it was boom.
I don't even remember how many zeros there are in million. But moving on, how was the experience working with Allu Arjun and even Saurabh and the director?
Oh, I think maybe I like to see the positive of everything. That is why God blesses me with the best. I'll just say that. It's all about the game of manifestation. I love spreading love and joy, which is exactly what I get in return. Because my director, and I love how I can say Sukumar sir as my director, but when I reached the sets, I saw he doesn't like to talk too much. Okay. He's an introvert. And to a level where you also would be slightly scared to like go and approach him and talk to him about anything else apart from the scene. So I was maintaining my distance for like first 2 days. But on the third day, when he took my close-up, and I still remember this very clearly in my head, like this is the monitor. He's watching me on the monitor. I'm sitting over there. My close-up has been put. And he looks at my close-up and then he looks at me. And then after cut, he's like, can I tell you something? I said, yeah, sir. Why are you doing this? I said, sir, what do you mean? He's like, no, why are you doing this special appearance? I said, sir, because it's Pushpa. I want to work with you, Allu sir. He's like, you're meant for leads. You have the potential. And I mean, you look beautiful, but on screen, you look amazing. And I was like, okay, this is like the biggest compliment ever. And from the third day onwards, it was like after cut, he would call me, make me sit with him, talk to me about his daughter, about films, about the work that I've done. And I don't know, it just felt amazing.
Wow, that's quite something. That's quite a compliment.
It is.
So that'll be exciting to see what is there in store for you in the future. I mean, he said leads.
Yeah.
And you've already spoken about manifestation.
Correct.
So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah. But coming to that, how did your journey in showbiz start? Like, there are people who've seen you in, of course, there are people who'll see you in Pushpa 2. Right. There are people who've seen you in We Are Family. There are people who'll see you in different serials, right? In fact, there are 2 people right now who want to meet you also from the office. But in the sense, how did your journey in showbiz start? You started off as a child artist.
That's right.
How did that happen?
So I'll be very honest, I was 3 years old when I looked at a picture of Miss Sushmita Sen, and the picture spoke to me. And it said that you're going to be an actor. Because when I looked at the picture, tiny little girl, I looked at my mom and I'm like, who is she? She said, my mom said she's Miss Universe and she's an actor. I was like, I want to be like her. I'm going to be her. Like a 3-year-old speaking, of course you're not going to take it seriously. But ever since that day till about I was 9 years old, I tortured my mother every single day because I told her I want to be an actor. And coming from a small town in Haryana.
Which town in Haryana?
Hisar. I was born in Hisar.
Okay.
And we had no means about how to reach Bombay, no connections, nothing. And I hammered my mom so much that ultimately she's like, you know what? I'm going to make you try your career in acting. At least we'll give it one try and let's see where fate takes us.
So you're very good at torturing people. That is something which we've set up. Right?
Sweet torture.
Sweet torture. If she says so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at me. I look sweet.
Yeah, of course. I totally believe you. Yeah.
So, we came to Bombay, and back then, 18 years ago, I remember my mom got my portfolio done, and on those pictures, you had your introduction like name, age, number, height, profile, everything. So my mom distributed it to multiple production houses. Like she actually went door to door to distribute my pictures from Balaji to UTV to you name it. And
because that was the time and all these digital things, you couldn't really send mails or WhatsApp. You had to do it on foot.
Absolutely. There was no Instagram. There was nothing. Yeah. So one fine day, I got a call from UTV saying that there's this show called Channu Ki Shaadi. And we want to cast your daughter in a cameo role where Divya Datta is getting married and she's going to play one of the cousin sisters. Will she be interested? And I was like, yeah, of course, why not? And I went there on set. They took my audition. They loved it. And from second day, I started shooting for it. And that was it. And ever since then, I've never had to look back and see. God has been kind.
And what was the transition from let's say TV going to films? What has that journey been like?
Yeah.
And how to put it, for some people it's very easy, for some people it's very difficult, for some people it's like a mixed bag.
Right.
So what has your journey been like as an actor? How difficult or whatever has it been?
To be very honest, I have never had to transition from TV to films in a major way because even as a child actor, I was doing everything. I was doing TV and films simultaneously. Like I did VR Family, I did Parvarrish, I did Aarakshan, then I did Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, Ghayal. Everything was all accumulated together.
Yeah.
I never had to be like, oh, ab main TV chhod ke ye kar rahi hu. No, it was all going together. I remember I was given the tag of the busiest child actor of the country because there was not even a single day when I was free or I had time in my hands to breathe. Wow. So it was,
and more importantly, it was also something which you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, how many hours you were working or whatever, but it is something which you were passionate about, which you wanted to do. So you took it on as a.
I still do. I want to work. I want to be in front of the camera for the rest of my life, 365 days. Please make me shoot. Do not give me a holiday. Do not make me go back home. I love it. After 12-14 hours, I see a lot of actors complaining, oh, we're so tired, our eye bags are showing this and that. I shot for a show for Balaji where I was on set for 56 hours continuously. I brushed for 2 days in my vanity and I did not take a bath. I don't stink, guys. So, yeah.
56 hours?
On set. I did not go home at all.
So, I think that has a very strong reason for that is that, how do I put it? The fact that you always wanted to be an actor from the time you were 3 years old, because it is for anyone for 56 hours, even if for any one of us also, few hours, we go above our shift and we're like, yaar, ghar jana hai, khana khana hai, sona hai, Netflix dekhna hai, jo bhi.
Yeah.
Right? But for 56 hours, clearly...
I never feel tired. I don't know how and why. I just don't. I recently did a show for Amazon.
आपकी एनर्जी का मतलब सीक्रेट क्या है बताइए?
ब्रांड का नाम नहीं ले सकती, एनर्जी ड्रिंक का नाम लेने वाली थी मैं.
Fair enough. That you can tell me after the video.
Yes.
Okay. So then, if I were to ask you, how difficult is the waiting game in the industry? You are not a person who will be able to answer that question because you said, you have been the busiest child artist.
Correct.
Right. So that would not be there. So for my final question or questions, the one thing which I want to ask you is, see, is there anything which you haven't been asked about till now, which you would want to talk about? Because see, there are sometimes you keep answering the same questions again and again.
Right.
But is there something which you haven't been asked before, which you want to talk about? It could be about the industry, about your journey, about your experience, anything.
You know, the most common question that my friends and family had, which the media people haven't asked me about this film, I want to answer that, in fact, on this. So, a couple of my friends asked me, dude, you've always done meaty characters and roles. You're the prominent person, be it via Family Ghayal, whatever. Even in Parvarrish, there were 5 kids, but always the focus was on you. So why would you do just one scene in Pushpa where your dialogue was chopped off and you just had 4 close-ups? Why would you do it? And then I looked at them and I actually thought to myself, go to any reporter and make them go to any biggest of big stars or actors and make them ask that if you're getting a chance to be cast opposite Allu Arjun, even for a scene, would you say no? And I don't think anybody would have the audacity to say no. So to everybody who has this question in their mind as to why I did this, because of the brand Pushpa, because I got to share screen space with Mr. Allu Arjun, and I think it's a beautiful opportunity. So even if the dialogue is not there, those 4 close-ups have made me viral in a way that my Instagram is like off the charts right now. My DMs are flooding in. I can't even like go to my Instagram because I don't know who to react to and who not to. And with people saying कि आप नए national crush बन गए हो, आप ये हो गया, वो गया, the kind of love that I'm getting, I am overwhelmed. So thankful for that, and here's the answer for the question.
So I'll end by saying this. This question which you answered, the part which I agree with you is that, you know, only having a 2-minute scene. So I feel this is the perception value, and this is something which we keep saying again and again and again. A very big talking point was when Anil Kapoor had come in Mission Impossible, and people were saying, "Arey yaar, wo to itni choti." And I was like, why do people keep equating the amount of time? The fact that the guy got a Hollywood role, A. B, in Mission Impossible is a big bloody thing.
Absolutely.
So that perception which is sometimes created in the media or by people, I don't agree with it. However, thank you so much for joining us today, and all the best for the future, and take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you.